Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I was asked by a lot of people after my last video to do a GoFest prep guide because I've been to safari zones, I've been to GoFest, and I generally just travel a lot, and I've been sitting around for the last day and a half getting every idea together that I can to make sure I give the best tips, tricks, hacks, whatever you want to call it, to prepare you guys for your first GoFest, your second GoFest. I know a lot of people that were asking, this is their first ever chance to do not only a GoFest, but possibly an in-person GoFest. And I want to make sure you guys can play as best as possible. So we've got a lot of stuff to go over. I've got everything sitting over here next to me to show off to you guys what I use to make sure I have the best day I can. And it's going to be 2 days this time. So first, I just want to say, if you haven't already, join my Discord. We're almost at 200 members, and during GoFest, being part of a Discord, especially mine, we may only have like right under 200 members, but we have a lot of people that are all over the world. We have people in Hawaii, Asia, Australia, New Zealand, Europe, like all around the world. So if you want to make the best out of the 2 days, all the raids you can, which I'll be going over that in a different video, make sure to join the Discord so you can hop in and join us all around the world. And hey, you might even have a chance to raid with me if you want to. Now, the first thing, I wrote a bunch of notes so I don't forget anything because this is a lot. The first thing you need to go over is, where are you playing? And why is that important? Well, for starters, there are, I think it's 21 locations that they're holding in-person GoFest for, and I just checked, there are still tickets available for all of them. Why is that important? If you don't know where you're playing, if you've never been there before, you need to check out local Facebook groups, Twitter pages, Discords, to see if they can tell you where the best spot to play is, because currently, Niantic still has not given any information on where in each of those cities these in-person events are going to be held. The next thing you need to know about where you're playing is, what do the gyms look like and what do the stops look like? Are there enough? Because during the in-person GoFest last year, where they did the Play Anywhere, if you were playing in a place with one Pokestop, that's not going to work. Same with the Kanto Tour. If you only had a couple of stops, it was almost impossible for you to complete that, even though they said it would be easy. So you want to know how many stops you have in relation to both spawns and item collection, which we'll get to item collection in a minute. Gyms are important because raids are going to be a big part of this. For technically, I think if you look at all the time zones and you play in all of the time zones, it's like 2.5, almost 3 full days you can be raiding non-stop for this. Like I said, join the Discord. So you want a big gym population, and the reason being is, currently it's not a great box, because I don't agree with the fact that they put premium passes instead of remote passes still, but you can get 20 passes in the box right now for raid passes. If you're going to be in person, if you're going to be on foot in a car, whatever, premium passes are going to be cheaper in that box, because you can get those and then just go around to each gym. I personally won't be focused that much on raiding, but if you're going to be, that's the way to do it. Look at an area that has a dense population of gyms so you can walk to them or drive to them, so you don't have to spend a whole bunch of remote passes unless you want to. I mean, they're currently, for a 3-pack, I think it works out to like 85 cents a raid pass, so it's not terrible, but I still feel like they should have done remote passes in the box, and that would have helped prepare better. The next thing you want to look at, COVID restrictions. Look in the areas, if you're going to be traveling for it, if you're going to be going to a new city, a different area, somewhere you've never been, you need to look up local COVID restrictions for more than one reason. That being the next topic, food, if you're not going to be bringing it, and bathrooms, because a lot of places, local parks and stuff in areas that still have pretty strict COVID restrictions, you cannot find usable public bathrooms. You may have to go into a restaurant, buy a water. You may have to go into a local grocery store, convenience store, which even convenience stores, it's hard to find bathrooms. So this is going to be a 12+ hour day both days. You're going to want to make sure you have a place to use the bathroom and a place that's going to be open, allow walk-ins or whatever, so you can get food, which is another topic. If you're going to a big city like the one in Seattle, I highly recommend making reservations, because just walking into a place on a Saturday or a Sunday in a big city is next to impossible. And if you're not going to be bringing snacks and you don't want to just keep going into convenience stores, grocery stores, whatever's closest in the area you're playing, I would look into making reservations, because it's going to be a long day and I don't expect anybody to go all 12 hours without stopping. I probably will. No, I won't. MJ won't let me do that, but make reservations if you have to. Figure out where you can go for all of that stuff. Now let's go into the items for preparation. We talked about food. Let's talk about hydration. The first thing I recommend, if you don't want to carry a bottle of water around all day, I have two options to show you guys. The first one, this is the one that people refer to the most. It is an actual CamelBak brand CamelBak. It's got this little beautiful thing right here. Where is it? Oh, good Lord. She tucked it into the backpack. It has this beautiful thing right here. This is a nozzle that you can open and close and keep to drink all day. And inside the backpack, hers is so fancy, good Lord. You go over here, and in the back, this one has enough to hold 2 gallons of water in this water pack. That one was about $100 if you don't want to spend that much. This, I got mine right here. It's got the same water capacity, same little covered cap, so you can just drink on the go. I got that one, I think it was $30 at Dick's Sporting Goods, but your local sporting goods store, Walmart, Target, if you're international, whatever your local hardware stores, things like that, should have them for around $20-30. You can get smaller ones if you don't want to carry that much. But the reason I would say to carry that much, a 12-hour day, we went on a 5-hour hike, and that was just enough water. So a 12-hour day, being as we're getting ready to hit the heart of summer, I highly recommend getting a CamelBak or a hydration backpack of some form. It's going to come in handy. And also, instead of having to worry about bottles of water where you're going to fill them or just purchasing them over and over again, that you can go into a store and just buy a cold gallon of water for like 98 cents and pour it in, fill it up again, and you're good to go. It will also help out with the next thing. Phones get hot, guys. Phones get very hot, especially in this case. I keep in my backpack, you can do like a lunch pack, ice pack, or one you would like keep in a freezer and put on your back if you're in pain or something like that. Keep it in with the CamelBak, and it'll, one, help keep your water cold, but two, when your phone's getting ready to explode, if you saw a Trainer Tips video from Singapore, he literally had to put his phone in water to keep it from like shutting down, because an iPhone, if it gets too hot, it will automatically shut down and refuses to turn back on until it gets to the approved temperature, so your like internals don't liquefy themselves. So keep an ice pack for your phone, keep water, keep hydrated. Even if you're playing in a car in certain places, when we played in Las Vegas, it was so hot in the car, even with the AC going, I was drinking water all day and my legs got sunburnt from the windshield letting the sun in so much. Like, stay hydrated, stay cool. Speaking of sun, you're going to want sunscreen. Now, people always ask about my recommendation because they notice I don't wear a hat, I don't wear sunglasses, I don't wear long sleeves unless I'm inside and I wear hoodies all the time. This right here, I'm gonna try to get it to focus, old makeup style. It's the Coppertone Sport 100. This stuff is unreal, and it's a spray on, so you don't have to like get it all over your hands while putting it on. But when I tell you this stuff is insane, I use this for my hikes when I'm out in the sun all day. I spray it on once in the morning, and I usually have to take like 2 showers just to get it off of me. It is very good for protection, and skin cancer is a thing, guys. We don't want sunburn, we don't want skin cancer, I don't want you guys hurting, I want you to have fun. And considering this is a 2-day event, if you get roasted on the first day and you're completely burnt up, you're not gonna have fun on the second day, and that's assuming you could even, participate, you're not in too much pain. Sunscreen. Next, we're gonna talk about tech stuff. Now, this is the one that I use. There's 2 different brands, but this is the one I've stuck with since my very first Go Fest in Chicago. It is the Rav Power Power Bank, and I use this one because it's actually iPhone rated, because iPhone has a different amp than Android do. I don't know if that's still the same, but it was back then. Android had a different ampage than iPhone, and you needed the stronger one to actually get it to charge and keep a charge. This is a 2-port, but currently I'll throw it up on the screen on RavPower's website. They have a $15 off promotion going on, and when you sign up, you get an additional discount. I think their 3-slot power bank, which is more powerful than this one, is only $45 right now. If you don't want to order it from there, if you need it faster, I think you might be able to get one faster through Amazon. Not RavPower, they don't sell on Amazon anymore, but they do have right here the Anker Power. Now, full disclosure, I had a very terrible experience with an Anker power bank in Japan, and it crapped out on me. That could have just been my experience. They have decent reviews. I prefer RavPower. This one is also going to be more expensive. I think currently right now, this one, for the same one as its counterpart in Rav, this one's going to be like 80 bucks right now. I would definitely look at the RavPower over the Anker, but do what you guys feel like is best for you. The next thing is going to be cords of every different kind. I have 10-foot cables, I have 3-foot cables, and I have a 6-foot cable somewhere. The length of the cable is very dependent on how your play style is and where you're going to carry your stuff. Now for me, I use a 6-foot cable because I actually keep the charger brick in the backpack with the camel pack, so it stays cool and doesn't overheat the charger, which hopefully will help not overheat my phone, because heat exchange is a thing. You don't want that. The other thing, and the reason I highly recommend having one with at least 2 or 3 slots on it, is because I highly recommend you get an auto catcher. One, because you can keep it on a charger, this little guy, all day in there and keep it going with you. But 2, when you're focused on raids, when you can't catch everything yourself, or if you're hand catching all day and you just want it to do items for you, so you can have items on day 2, it's literally, there's no disadvantages to having a gacha, other than some people will say, well, what if you miss a shiny? Here's my thought on it. You may not have had the opportunity to catch that Pokemon at that specific second yourself. What if you're talking to friends while you're out, now that we have in-person Go Fest? What if you're meeting a YouTuber you wanted to? What if you're out with family for the first time and you don't know how long, and you aren't focused on your phone? My idea on it is you take a 50-50 shot every time. You might catch it, you might not catch it, but if it's shiny and you do catch it, awesome. If it was shiny and you didn't catch it, you'll never know anyways. So it's really, there's no disadvantage to it, and there's only 2 that I can recommend. I don't like the Gacha Evolve. I like this one. It's the original Gacha. I just have a black band for it instead of the white and black and red one it comes with. And then there's the Dual Catchmon. Now, the reason I would say the Dual Catchmon is if you're one of those followers of mine that uses multiple accounts. Now, I don't care about talking about terms of service. I know there are people out there that have multi-accounts. I used to do it. It's too much for me now, but even I used to do it. Close friends do it. My parents do it. So I highly recommend the Dual Catchmon, because you can run auto catching and spinning for both devices. There's no going wrong on that one. Or when you think about it like that, you can have one phone getting, your main account getting just spins while you catch, but then the Dual Catchmon can auto spin and auto catch for your secondary, and you don't have to babysit it the whole day, which helps you not miss out on opportunities on your phone. Also, on day 2, if you're going to be focused on raid all day, Dual Catchmon can do catches and spins on both phones. It's a win-win situation while you're focusing on all the raids. The last thing I can think of to go over is mainly to do with this, because auto catching and auto spinning are a beautiful thing, but the thing I love the most about this is on days where, let's say there's no event, there's just normal spawns, there's nothing for you to go out and catch, raid, hatch eggs, anything you're worried about. You can literally set this to spins only. Let's say you're at work. You don't want to waste all your items, but you need more. We got 3,500 bag space. I currently have, this is no joke, where is it? 2,144 Pokeballs. Why? Because when there's nothing going on or I'm hand catching myself, I just have this on auto spinning for items non-stop. That way when I want to just run the auto catch because I've got to edit a video or I've got to film a video, I've got to go do stuff for MJ, there's a lot of stuff that can come in. Sorry, I had to shiny check a Daramaka. There's a lot of stuff that it can come in handy for, and I just highly recommend an auto catcher. I would just like to point out that none of these brands have anything to do with me. This is just what I use to get through the day to the best of my ability and help ease everything. These power banks, I have 2 of them because I have one for me and one for MJ. She can have her phone going the whole day, and I can have my phone going the whole day without a skipped beat and the gotcha as well. And here's the thing. These take roughly, this big one takes about 4 hours to fully charge, but it will keep my iPhone charged the entire event. I've done 16-hour days where that charger still had power in it when I went and put it on the charger at home. So if you charge it overnight in between the events, it'll keep you going. You have nothing to worry about. It will go the whole day, especially if you're only charging one phone and one auto catcher. And I mean, that's really the best tips I can give. Like, there's no secret handbook, there's no myths, there's none of that. It's just what works best, and everybody wanted to know what worked best for me because I do this a lot. And I thought, I'll sit down and I'll help you guys out. So, check out what style cord you need for your phone, and if you want, like, a 3-foot cord is if you're going to keep the charger in your pocket. The 6-foot cord is going to be if you're going to keep it in your backpack. The 10-foot cord, honest to God, that's ridiculous. The only reason I do it is because my outlet is a little far away from the bed, so I don't have to, like, fight the cord when I'm laying down. It just hangs there. So 10-foot cord's a little ridiculous. I don't think you're going to need that unless, like, you and your significant other are sharing a brick. Then it does come in handy. MJ and I have done that before. When one of our bricks did die, I forgot to charge it. Then they don't have to sit on top of you while you're walking. A 10-foot cord will allow you to charge and them to charge, and you can walk at a distance and still enjoy it. So that's pretty much it. Make sure you have hydration. Make sure you have all of your charging equipment, your playing equipment, something to carry it with, because honest to God, you do not want to have to go 12 hours carrying all of your stuff. And the hydration backpack and the Camelback both help drastically with weight distribution. And after a while, you don't even know it's there until you need a drink of water. And the one thing I will warn you on is after it's been sitting a while, that first shot of water that's still in the tube is going to be kind of warm. So don't expect to get hit with cool refreshing until you get that out of the tube. And then other than that, there's really no other tips and tricks I can think of. You just need to know where you're going, how you're playing, and how it's set up where you're going to be playing, and make sure you do it safe. Oh, also, if you want masks, the ones that we use, the ones you see, I've got black ones, I've got cloth ones, I've got filtered ones, but the basic surgical black ones, you can get those on Amazon. I think it's 100 packs for like $8, and they can prime ship those too, so make sure to check those out just in case. If you still wear one, vaccinated, not vaccinated, we're not getting into that. Go ahead and check those out. They can get them to you fast. I like them. They're very breathable. They fit your nose nicely. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know if I forgot anything. Let me know if you guys know any additional tips down in the comments, because everybody else does read through those too. So if I missed anything, or you know any other tips and tricks to help out everybody, leave those down in the comments so everybody can help everybody else move forward. And like I said, hop over in the Discord and we can help out there too. I'm always in there to communicate. If you have any questions about GoFest, Safari Zones, travel, and things like that, I'm more than willing to help out and answer questions. And if you did enjoy this and all of my tips, please make sure to smash that like button for me. Hit the subscribe button and throw in the notification bell when you do. And if you want to help support all these trips, support the GoFest, and maybe some giveaways in the future for the next event, check out the links to the merch and Patreon down in the description, and I will catch you guys in the next one.